Master Morya by C. Lazenby, published in 1917, read by Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. H.P. Blavatsky tells us that this master is the great over-guardian of the warrior caste of mankind. He is the fighter and warrior, the master of strength and heroic action. He inspires courage and loyalty in the hearts of men. His disciples are marked by valour, fearlessness and inflexible determination in the performance of duty. He watches continually those who are thinking and acting with courage, and it is said that he quickens in those he loves a fiery zeal for the ideals of human progress to which they give themselves. Being the leader of the Kshatriya caste of unified humanity, he inspires soldiers and statesmen with love of family and flag. He is the political guide and guardian of national well-being. He is particularly the master of the noble qualities, whether showing through man or woman, of uprightness, integrity, honour of person, and respect for that which makes for evolution. He is the soldier's lover when the soldier fights for some cause held dear, and he loves equally the brave soldier in both armies, seeing only the good the soldier is developing in his character by his fighting and being, of course, far above the illusion and fallacy which is the motive in most warfare on both sides. He does not demand of his disciples that they should see beyond the fallacy of the strife, but that they should fight fearlessly in the cause they have espoused. His ideal at the present time, working with the Manu of the coming day, is the unification of all nations into one great human sodality. He is working to tear down the fences of separation between and around countries and communities. He is working that through political union, men may know the earth as their birthplace and have the great pride in humanity as a whole, which they now feel for a flag or a country. Each man and woman of the sixth race will feel this, and the great absurdity of fighting one's brother man will be evident in his or her mind. Then will we all become unitary warriors, fighting as a great human army the foes of the evolution of man, of the development of that true spirituality which is characteristic of the seventh far distant race. There will be one language, one government, one great ideal, namely the well-being of the whole of mankind, and the nucleus of this universal brotherhood may be the present Theosophical Society, if it remain true to the first object for which indeed it was projected. The disciples of Morya have come into clash during the last 2000 years with the foolish interpretation of the words of Master Jesus. When the Supreme Wisdom, the Divine Maitreya, spoke those words, "If one strikes thee on one cheek, turn to him the other also," he was inculcating into mankind the great lesson of sympathy and understanding of the other man's point of view. He was teaching self-control and love to the other. He was teaching quiet dignity and non-resentment. If one does thee any injury, do not resent it. It is a much deeper thing than any physical action, but the very superficial graspers at the letter and not the spirit of the text have used that verse as a cloak for cowardice, hypocrisy, cant, and a great many other vices. If, when one comes against you and does you any injury, and you feel a bitter and evil resentment, you control your hands, but hate inwardly, you are not obeying the spirit of the truth of Jesus. It is much better to smash out on the physical plane and then feel free from any resentment, but loving to the combatant, than to control the physical and fill yourself inwardly with hatred and evil. It is not what a man does with his physical form that hurts him, but what he does with his mind, imagination and emotions. This hurts him and those around whom his evil imaginations and emotions are centred. He who fights bravely for his country, even though it be blindly, will in another incarnation, having developed the quality of impersonal fearlessness, fight bravely for a principle and with clear sight, and later will be a strong warrior in the battle against the forces opposing spiritual evolution. The Master Morya is in the work of all diplomats whose energies are directed to the unity of nations, and many of these great diplomats and statesmen are his disciples and very close to his counsel. Do not lose this view of him in the trifling sphere of spook visions.